Well, hey everybody, this is Linda from the Connecticut Real Estate Investors Association. I am really glad that you're on this call. I'm on the phone with Scott from National Vinyl LLC. Now, here's the funny thing about National Vinyl is they've actually been a sponsor of Connecticut REIA before Connecticut REIA even existed. And over the years, all of the coaches, including myself, have bought a lot of windows and doors, et cetera, from National Vinyl. And in fact, I just spoke with Joanne, and she says that she's doing a really large order. They're doing a rehab of a two-family house and a really nice high-end two-family house. And they shopped around, and National Vinyl had the best prices for the best quality product. You know, obviously you can get less expensive windows, but they're not going to be as good quality. And so they ended up going with you. So really happy to do this. And then, you know, as rehabbers and also rehabbers or, you know, anything having to do with buildings, there are certain things about the window business that I really want you to be educated on. So that's why I asked Scott to explain about National Vinyl, but also to educate all of us about some matters about windows. So without any further ado, I'm turning over to Scott. And Scott, I'm sorry, I forget your last name. What's your last name?
It is Channel. It's ironic. We do. It's almost like a window term, but you know, I guess I was born to be in this business. But yes, my name is Scott Channel. I'm the general manager for National Vinyl. I've been doing it here for over 20 years, and really have been in the industry and around the industry my entire life, and dedicated to it for over 30. So I want to thank you all for joining, and Linda, thank you for the opportunity to have this conversation. So, yeah. So just to kind of go over a little bit of what we will be doing today. Hold on one second. I apologize. For whatever reason, my clicker is not going, but I will do that right now.
While Scott's searching for the clicker, I just wanted to say hello to everybody.
Oh, yeah, Bob. Hi. Sorry, Bob. Go ahead and say something. Okay. Then, Bob, I'm going to ask you to mute yourself out afterwards, so go ahead.
Yep. I just wanted to say hello, and should you have any further questions in reference to this or any time while I'm at the meetings, you know, every month, feel free just to walk up and ask away any questions or concerns you have in regards to Windows or some of the codes. They're sometimes changing from time to time. If I can help you with that, I will, or at least direct you to where you'll get the best answer.
Great. Awesome. Yeah, and Bob's the one who attends most of our meetings, so go ahead, Scott. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, that's fine. So Bob is your direct contact in the field, and I will have his contact information at the end as well, so that you can have that for future reference. But to move forward, the items that we're going to review today is a little bit about National Vinyl and our offerings, and then we're going to move on to what are WOCDs, and you know, a little bit about safety glass, and a little bit about egress requirements. So at National Vinyl, we are a manufacturer and we distribute a wide array of products. Specifically manufacturing, we manufacture the Clarion, the Northwind 3, and the Destiny. So from a window standpoint, that is really your good, better, best. In addition to that, we do manufacture our own patio door called the EnduraView. Products that we do distribute is trim-lined wood windows and doors, Therma-Tru steel and fiberglass entry doors, Pella storm doors, Velux skylights, storm windows, caulking through OSI, as well as window flashing, and aluminum coil wrap. So really we're pretty much a one-stop shop as it pertains to fenestration and windows. The Clarion, that is our good product. As one of our newest products. Some of the features along that is, you know, is our most price competitive product. It is features a coil balance system, which does not require us to put a balance cover on because of its being concealed by the sash. In addition to that, we do not reinforce at the meeting rail. That is actually an option, but one of the key pieces to that is the fact that we have a patented grommet that actually holds the lock in place. My competition, when doing the same feature, relies 100% on the strength of vinyl to hold screws in, and quite frankly, that is absolutely going to loosen up over time, whereby our system will not loosen up, and that's one of the real benefits with this window. In addition, we have a coped exterior frame. It's a real nice detailed look to it, and we also have more rigid hollows and multiple hollows in the frame, which gives it its longevity and rigidity. By minimizing options and only offering it in white as well as dual glaze, this allows us to pass the savings on to you. One of the things we talked about is having value for what you purchase, and if you are in a budget aspect, you are certainly going to be able to find something a little less expensive. However, you will not find it in the same quality. So this is really kind of the best of both worlds. Now, in a situation where the product is you want something with a little bit more beef to it, if you will, the Northwind 3 also allows and offers the multiple hollows, not just in the frame but also in the sash. In addition, we use a composite reinforcement we call C-Core at the meeting rail, and we do have a beveled exterior, nice elegant look. And some of the features in this window is we're offering in multiple colors. We have dual and triple glazed options that can get you down as low as a 0.16 U value, which is an R6.25. We have a lifetime warranty, and for those that are income properties, there's a 20-year warranty overall. And we offer that with grids between the glass as well as SDLs. SDL is a simulated divided light. So whereas the the Clarion is more of just a vanilla window, this really can be everything you want it to be. For those jobs you're looking for something a little bit extra, the Destiny, really, that is our best featured product. It features the same frame as the Northwind 3, but your sashes are an equal sight line. So basically what it does is gives you an equal look, very similar to a wood window. With the triple glaze, you got a 1.6 or down to 1.9 with argon, which is absolutely unbelievable. And that's on triple glazed. In addition, this window features no tilt latches. And the reason you can tilt it is by the use of the lock. So basically you are accentuating the lock by moving the locks inward, and it actually opens up the lock. And allows you to tilt it in for easy cleaning. And by the way, all of our windows, regardless, allow you to tilt in for easy cleaning. We do offer plated hardware on this window. So what makes this different? All right. Well, regardless of the window that you're getting, we do every insulated glass with the same Duralite warm edge technology. And basically, if you look at this chart, Duralite, out of all the systems in the marketplace, is the warmest of the warm edge. So it's a non-metal spacer, and it's really going to give you a good bang for your buck. And of course, another value is we are local. We are in Chicopee. We've been a member of CT REIA, Linda, as you said, since before CT REIA existed. And we literally can be in Connecticut, very quickly, and Bob, of course, lives in Connecticut and is a resident of Connecticut. From an assurance standpoint, we literally test all of our product for longevity. Every unit is structurally tested. Every window is thermally tested through NFRC. We are an Energy Star partner. And our insulated glass units are tested, and really that really gives you a peace of mind for your project, regardless of whether you're flipping or keeping it for a long-term rental. we do get planned inspections twice annually, which, quite frankly is an assurance that everything we say we're doing, we're actually doing. So that's, a bit on National Vinyl. Now what I wanted to kind of talk about is what you need to be aware of that's out there as far as code requirements. The one thing that will be a highlight that I will always say here is that regardless of what I'm sitting here and informing you, always, always consult with your local state code official, because they may have a different opinion as to what I'm telling you. I'm giving you information based on what the state of Connecticut uses, but at the same time, you need to speak with them directly to get a, make sure and confirm that everything is absolutely as it needs to be. But what is a WOCD? It is a window opening and closing device. Simply put, it's for fall prevention for children. So in Connecticut, it's required on windows that are within 24 inches of a walking surface, i.e. your floor, and 72 inches from the exterior grade. So in other words, you have a window that on the outside is more than 6 feet down, it needs a WOCD. If you're in addition to that, on the inside, your window is within 24 inches of the walking surface or the floor. So this is an option and must be asked for when ordering the windows. But we do have that fully available for our products. So what does it look like? On a double hung, it really looks like this. And where does it go? It goes right in our night vent area. So basically, it is the same size. So if you forget to order a WOCD, or you get to the job site not thinking you need it and they change their mind and you do, you can pop out the existing one and change it with the WOCD because it fits in the exact same pocket. So that's a benefit to you guys. So the WOCD automatically activates when the window opens and shuts. This option is available on sliding windows as well. Casements. The Safeguard is the control device that is used by our supplier, which is Truth. Truth hardware is what we use on all of our casements and our awnings. Basically, it is a device that only allows the unit to be opened partially. I have a website, a YouTube connection, and I apologize, it is a long one. I will stay on this for a moment if you have the opportunity to write it down, but I do know that you are recording this, Linda, so obviously you can refer back to it and possibly even click on it. But it's a 2.5-minute video that kind of shows you how it works and how easy it is to disengage it so that you can get out, but it also prevents the child from falling out of the window. And it does automatically re-engage once you shut the window, so there's no real special tools. And that's the most important thing here, is with WOCDs, no tools are required. So now we're on to tempered glass. So tempered windows, as you know, or may not know, is safety glass is a process controlled by a thermal or chemical treatment. And basically, by heating the glass, it strengthens the glass and puts a tension on it so that when it does break, as you look at the picture on the left, that's what tempered glass looks like when it breaks. So it falls in little pieces, less likely to cause injuries to an individual. Whereas on the right, a non-tempered unit, when broken, is in shards. That shard, quite frankly, can not only injure a person, but can kill them in a very short period of time if it's in an area that is prone, or what they call an unsafe area.
Just like with a car, if you have a car accident, that's why they made car windows, that's why they crumple, which my grandkids were in an accident where a branch fell through the window, and miraculously none of the kids were injured because it crumbles like that. It's really a miracle, actually.
Oh, absolutely, yeah, and that is a technology that is helpful. The auto glass is actually a laminated glass. Laminated is what we actually use on hurricane impact windows. So we do manufacture our Sentinel window, which I'm not featuring here, but I do have a hurricane impact window that I can sell you that will meet the requirements of the Connecticut shoreline. Quite frankly, it meets the requirements all the way down to roughly Jacksonville, Florida. So, but that's a topic for another day. But just know that we do have it. So, you know, where is tempered glass typically required in windows and doors? Well, within 18 inches of the floor, within 24 inches of an operable door, you know, in a tub area or shower area. This has changed in Massachusetts. For any of you that may venture into Massachusetts, it's actually within 60 inches of the edge of the tub. So a window over a sink or a window over a toilet, where in the past did not need to be tempered in Massachusetts, now may need to be. In stairwells, in all doors, okay? And really, you know, that's one of the, you know, the aspects to it. So the other area that there are other areas that could be required, but this really highlights just about all of them. There are specific aspects to each one. You know, and Connecticut has based all of their codes currently off the 2012 International Building Code, or the IBC. I have just been informed that Connecticut has adopted the 2015 IBC, which could change some of these slightly. So, you know, that's something you're really going to want to be speaking to your code official on to make sure that, you know, what the changes are coming forward. But literally just found out about that right before going live. So, you know, so what are some of the examples in stairwells? This is just, I provided a few extra slides to give you guys an indication. You know, this would be a potential trip hazard, where here you would definitely want to have these windows tempered. Next to within 24 inches of a door. You know, one of the things that the code, which is code 2406.4.2, glazing, and I'm actually reading this right off of the IBC 2012, glazing in an adjacent fixed or operable panel adjacent to a door where the nearest vertical edge of the glazing is within 24-inch arc of either vertical edge of the door in the closed position, and where the bottom exposed edge of the glazing is less than 60 inches above the walking surface, shall be considered a hazardous location. So next to the door, within 24 inches of that door, you can see in either one of these, both of those windows would need to be tempered. Other examples of that would be if you have an interior door that is within 24 inches of a window, would also need to be tempered. What if it's a closet door and that closet door is under 3 feet in depth, then that does not require it. So there are idiosyncrasies and exceptions to the rule, but that's where talking to the code official is extremely important. Tempered glass below 18 inches. Okay, as you can see right here, these windows are well below 18 inches. And there, in that case, that bottom sash would require to be tempered glass. And depending on how the code official reads it, they may tell you to do both sashes tempered. So again, these are just examples for you to know what to look for when requiring tempered glass. And here's your example in shower or tub areas. You know, they are worried about slippage, even in a one that's the shower to the right. You know, even though this is up high, you know, this is an area where someone could slip and put their arm through that window. So certainly these are things that we run up against, and I'm sure you run up against day in and day out on flips as well as rental properties.
Yeah,
tempered indoors. Yeah.
Oh, go ahead. I didn't have a chance to send you those photographs, but yeah, this is really important about the doors.
And I found them all. So.
Yeah, that's great, because I was doing a contemporary, and the nice thing about the contemporaries is they have a million windows of all different shapes and And I had
Yep.
a lot of windows that were low enough, the opening on the bottom was low enough that I was required tempered glass, which definitely added some expense to it. And even just a solid piece of glass, it wasn't technically a window because you couldn't open and close it. And I had to make sure that was all tempered glass also. So this is really kind of a critical thing for sure.
Oh, absolutely. And, you know, that's a good point. I'm sitting here showing double hungs and everything. It really doesn't matter whether it's a double hung, a slider, a picture window, a casement. If it's next to a door or has the scenario that I've just shown you here today, it's got to be tempered glass. And you've got to make sure that you are ordering as such so that you get it right the first time and don't have to go back and reorder it. Because just like ordering parts on a car, you know, the sum of the parts is always more expensive than the whole because there are costs involved with piecemealing and manufacturing. So, but again, in doors, you know, one of the things that you know, every door has to have tempered glass in it, regardless of whether it's a storm door, an entry door, or an interior door. And that's extremely important for everyone to understand and to know. But if you're buying a door, regardless of whether it's a storm door, an entry door, or an interior door from a supplier, regardless of whether it's us or anyone else, they already know that it needs to be tempered. You almost don't need to ask. Like every patio door we manufacture, it's got tempered glass in it. You do not have to ask for it. That's the way it is. But knowledge is power, and you know, giving you this knowledge hopefully helps you long term. So, what do we need to know about egress? You know, egress in the term of egress is commonly thought of as an opening needed to escape the building during a fire event. You know, the code's original real intention is really to give the firemen the ability to get into that house with that Scott air pack in, right? But what do we all know a fireman's going to do once he gets to that house, right? He's going to bust it open. So it's you know, really, you know, it's a code that's out there. It is really helpful for people getting out of the house to make sure that they have enough room. You know, it is based upon the building officials and code administrators, or the BOCA code for egress, which is 20 inches in clear width and 24 inches in clear height with the bottom sash open, or in the case of a slider, with the sliding sash open. But in addition to 20 by 24 clear opening, you also need 5.7 square feet of clear opening, and you know, that is, you know, what is required in the state of Connecticut. Now, there are some scenarios within Connecticut, from what I understand, that if a window is less than 60 inches from grade meaning the ground to the window, the bottom of the window, may only require 5.0 and not 5.7 square feet, but all the remaining aspects of it do remain the same. And again, I always tell you to consult with your local code official for exact requirements. And if you're not sure if a window meets egress, we do have some formulas that we can provide, or you can call us and we can confirm it for you on what the window will meet. So here's some you know, areas in where egress is required. In a bedroom, you're required to have at least one. If you have an entry door in that area, that will suffice. But a lot of times, you know, it's definite in new construction. In replacement, that is also a requirement. Basement bedrooms, when putting basement bedrooms in, you are required to have you know, an egress window. Now, if you notice there, that certainly is less than 60 inches from grade. That could be an example where the 5.0 square foot with the 20 by 24 clear opening might work for you. As always, I will end with always consult your local code official for clarification and requirements, you know, because in the end, they're the ones that are going to dictate what it is required on your job. And, again, we're National Vinyl. I'm Scott Channel. This is our contact information for the plant up here, our 800, our website, which is nvpwindows.com. And your National Vinyl sales rep is Bob Brecklin. Bob introduced himself in the beginning. There's his email at bbrecklin@nvpwindows.com and his cell phone at 413-348-6536. And finally, I just want to thank you. I want to thank you for your time. I want to thank you for your patience with my beginning there with my cursor, but overall, thank you for the opportunity to all of you to provide you our products and services, because there's one thing I will tell you: when it comes to National Vinyl, we live by a philosophy is that we're only as good as the last window we produced. And there's no most important person here. Everybody here at National Vinyl has the ability to make a difference in what we do day in and day out. And our goal is to serve you and to provide you the best products that we can. And I guess with that, Linda, thank you very much.
Great. Hey, Scott, thank you so much. That was really informative, and we'll probably be doing some of these in the future, and then maybe hopefully we can schedule some tours to your factory. But here's the advantage of being a member of the Connecticut Real Estate Investors Association, if you are not already, is number one is National Vinyl deals directly with suppliers. They don't talk directly to consumers, but we have a relationship with them, so as a direct buyer, they will speak with you. You can also get a quote ahead of time so you have an idea of how much these windows are going to cost. You're going to want to do some standard measurements. It won't be exact because you want your installer. Whoever installs your windows, that's the one that should do the exact measurements, because they're the ones that are going to be accountable if the window or the door doesn't fit. But you can contact Bob and say, look, I have 10 windows at 36 inches wide and 120 inches tall, or whatever it is. And they can come back to you with some different quotes, and they can also talk to you about some different options like double hung, single hung, the tempered glass, the egress windows, whatever. So that's why Bob's a direct representative to us, and he's very, very knowledgeable and been around for a long time. Not only that, I mean, National Vinyl gives our members a really good pricing on all of these windows. And as I mentioned, Lou is one of our coaches, and he's doing a really high-end two-family renovation. And he compared to a number of different suppliers, and National Vinyl came in with the best quality and the best price combination. And so that's why they're going with them. And so that's something to consider like that. So are there any questions at all? If anybody wanted to touch that? I haven't seen any questions, just want to see if there were any. But definitely make sure you come to our monthly meetings. National Vinyl is always there. At our 15th anniversary, they actually had a tent, and they brought in some samples. So bring them. I encourage you to bring your contractor with you so that they can meet National Vinyl and find out how they can use them, and then you can ask with them. We do have a question. How far do you ship? We have in upstate New York.
We absolutely handle upstate New York.
Okay.
We do. We even have the ability to ship within the Adirondacks. You would need to keep in mind that there is a minimum of a 7-window order to avoid a extra shipping cost, which is roughly $100. Because what we do, because obviously you can understand going to Lake Placid, as an example, is not exactly advantageous, but we do have a deal with a last mile shipper that ships into those areas to multiple locations, and they have the ability and the know-how of shipping windows, cabinets, doors, etc., and can ship within those regions, including I can ship out to Syracuse. I can get windows to Binghamton. So the Reader's Digest version is yes.
There you go. So great. So if you do have any follow-up questions we didn't handle, you've got Bob's direct contact, or send an email to membership@ctreia.com. Again, I learned a lot. I'm glad we did this. So thanks so much for both Bob and Scott and all of you for joining us on your lunch. And we look forward to seeing you at a live event very, very soon.
Great. Thank you, Lynn.